As you said, data enrichment is now included with paid plans, so it doesn't consume credits, but it brings us to the topic of credits and the fact that most of the AI, well, useful AI features in HubSpot are starting to consume credits. And if they aren't yet, because they're still in beta, then they probably will in the future. Fortunately, HubSpot does have a reasonably good way to manage your credits or see how your credits are being used. And there should be settings that allow you to limit it. We've talked about that previously. We won't go into all of that now, but you can control to make sure your credits don't kind of blow over and push you to another tier. That control is with you. And you will see little icons next to some of the features throughout HubSpot that say whether they use credits or not. But just be aware, this is another reason why you should come back and check, because sometimes they don't consume credits currently because they're in beta, but they will in the future. So potentially some surprises there. Anything you want to say about credits, Ian?
I think one of the things, it keeps getting better in terms of the management of it. So on the dashboard, when you look at the features, you can click through to those features and see on a daily basis what the credit consumption is. So you can understand. I have been caught out with the intent feature and credit consumption. And it's been an interesting few weeks with that and just understanding how it works. And I think the tools are getting better, but just be aware, I'm always now on the back foot. Well, I should say probably should be on the front foot with credit utilization and how it consumes it, especially around intent and adding companies and so on, and what you do, because you can run things in workflow actions that can all of a sudden chew up all of your credits. So just be aware. Know your numbers, know what's going on, and I think you should be right.
Yeah, absolutely right. We've put a screenshot in the show notes of, is this one of your clients? And they've racked up 3,000 credits just on the intent tool.
Yes, correct.
So yeah, it is easy to run away at times. Make sure you have that option to cap your credits so it doesn't blow over. All right, let's keep it going. And we're still just in AI basics, inbox automation. This used to be done the legacy way through your inbox connection. You could just turn it on. But if you've got data enrichment and a new conversational enrichment beta, I think it's still in beta. I'm not sure if that's rolled out yet, but you can turn that on. It's part of your data enrichment settings.
Yes.
You mentioned this earlier. It's got the return to office date detection. It's quite nice. Looks for that just in email replies or signatures, and can put that against the contacts. So that's good. Put that in place. What else have they got? AI summaries. They're kind of right, left, and center throughout all the objects in HubSpot. I don't think those AI summaries consume credits, do they, Ian?
No, they don't. Correct.
They're just, sitting there. The quick summary.
I think one thing I want to tell people, and you'll see wherever these AI summaries, is it in the help desk, is it on the contact, the company, etc. If it's not right, I would encourage people to put the thumbs down on the summary, because that is indication back to their system or to the AI that this is not right. And so the better we can have this feedback loop, the better the system will become. So if you see something, do something is my little motto at the minute. And just make your life better and makes everyone else's life better. So look at that often.
I agree. I also like how the summaries include the sources.
Yes.
So you can just go, what to get this for? I'll click through. Ah, that's where I got it. Okay.
Correct.
Great. All right. Next to mention, we're just talking about the basics here still, is Breeze Assistant. So just the assistant at the top menu bar, you can pop that down. It's a little chat interface that appears from the side.
Yes.
Later, we'll talk about you can choose which assistant, because there's the default Breeze Assistant, but you can actually plug in your own assistants from the HubSpot marketplace. And it's really got access to all your data. You just chat away and talk. I have to admit, I don't use it much. Do you use this much, Ian?
Not as often as I would like to, Craig. And I guess I was going to ask you the question, because you've got the Breeze app on your phone. This will be very similar to that, would it not?
Yeah, it is. It's the similar. The Breeze, the app on your phone basically taps into the same thing, because you do connect your portal and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I don't know. It's hit and miss. I think it will get better, but this is one of those tools that I've used and just had a really lackluster experience and kind of ignored.
Yeah.
And I need to train myself to come back because it does keep getting better and better.
It does.
And there's no kind of indicator that kind of, you almost need this indicator that says, hey, Craig, I know I was really terrible before, but give me another go. But yeah, it is getting better.
Yeah.
But I tend to use some of the other.
Correct.
tools,
And
I
I
have
think
to
these
say.
are all incremental, Craig. Like when I was talking to some of the product managers when I was away at Inbound, for example, there was no memory. So, you'd start a chat, you'd kind of come back or you'd ask a following question. And it's kind of lost all sort of idea of what it was doing. Now that's much better now. And so I think like we were discussing, incrementally, day after day, week after week, it just keeps getting better. So don't ignore it. Keep trying. And maybe what you should consider doing is have one prompt that you run and look at the output. Just do it every week and compare the output, right? And then you might discover something. And then maybe make it 2 prompts with the same, kind of in the same line to just see, is the memory holding in place? I mean, one thing I do like is you can add your apps in there, like your Gmail, your what do you call it? Google Drive, etc. So you can look at the data from multiple places. And I think that's probably been one of the biggest things, because I know, like, when I use Claude, like, I've got it connected to HubSpot. I've got it connected to all of my Google Drive, etc. And so when I talk to it, I kind of like say, hey, tell me about this, because we keep documents about stuff that we do with customers. And so all of that together is a really good place. It kind of brings all of that data in together into the one place and makes it able to use. So what I have seen, Craig, on lots of things is that you'll see it says at the bottom of all of these windows, it says AI generated content may be inaccurate. And I notice that's appearing everywhere so that people are aware that there are inaccuracies. And I think this comes back to what we discussed earlier, is that you still have to know what's right and wrong. Do not assume that the AI knows everything and what you're getting is actually correct. I think this is the biggest thing that I have discovered with people. And this is what drives AI stop, right? When you know better, you will just take everything like it's gold. So be aware of that. It
does raise another point, and we probably should have addressed this earlier in shot 1 where it was a bit more kind of theory and opinion, but I saw an update recently. I blogged about it, but this idea, what's an AI first company or whatever the buzzword is, right?
Yes.
And it's really an AI first company has AI first people in it. Okay, so what's an AI first person? An AI first person is someone that has the expertise and experience to know if the output they get from AI is wrong. So the ability to fact check or error check what AI gives you. And it sounds obvious, and yet think about all the people around you that just accept whatever AI says at face value. Oh yeah, that's good. Plonk that out there. That's actually becoming the norm. And it's rare that people actually sit and go, hang on, is this correct? And they error check it. That's a skill. So cultivate that skill and error check the outputs you get. And that's really the secret to successfully using AI.
You know what I saw today, Craig, when I was training a team? In the HubSpot AI, when you can ask it to rewrite, make things shorter, etc., there was an option today for proofreading. I was like, oh, that's interesting. So that's just appeared there now. Like,
and
if
what
you
does it
highlight,
do?
how you can highlight some text and then the AI thing comes up. I was like, oh, that's new. Anyway,
so what does it actually do though? What does proofreading do?
Yeah, so I think it just gives you suggestions if it's grammatically correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've kind of said before, and I'm going off on a rant here. I've said before that AI is kind of like the spell check of this decade. It's kind of like, of course it's got AI. Of course it does spell check.
Yeah.
Thing is, the difference, as someone pointed out, is that spell check checks your work. So you create the answer and then it checks whether it's actually spelt correctly. But with AI, it's the other way around. AI produces the output and it's up to us to actually check the AI output, whether it's correct. This whole AI generated content may be inaccurate warnings that we're getting everywhere. It's kind of like, well, of course, but we decided that that's acceptable. it also shows you the pressure that companies are under. Like HubSpot could have waited a year to roll out some of these tools when they were finally mature and providing value, but no, the pressure of the market and just the pace of change means they need to be rolling it out, and that's why there's so many betas. And unfortunately, that's the way of the world at the moment. You need to accept it. Don't fight it.